This is a UVC reader. Please accept my apologies, my brothers and sisters. My UVA and B reader the battery died and I couldn't take the screw out the back. And I have the battery, but the battery died. So I couldn't give you the UVA and B reading, but I will give you the UVC reading. And the UVC reading at this particular time is very important. Why is this? Because UVC is a detoxifier, a germ killer, a mutating wavelength. UVC radiation is changing so if your DNA is changing, your phenotype is changing. The question is, what a germ killer, a mutating wavelength? UVC radiation.
So the light energy is killing all of them off because they are considered to be a virus in this matrix.
Radiation is changing every living organism DNA on the planet. So if your DNA is changing, your phenotype is changing. The question is, what are we changing into? And everyone is not the same. So everyone is not going to change into the same thing. UVC radiation is currently a 18. UVC radiation should be a 0. But because the ozone layer is thinning out, it is now ground level. UVC radiation, once again, is a detoxifier, a germ killer, a mutating wavelength. You can't escape what's happening. Currently at an 18. And this is under partly sunny skies conditions. Blue
There's
Kachina
no
at
stopping
the
it.
7 o'clock position as I zoom in. Pulsating sun, green orb at between the 12 and the 1 o'clock position. 2 lens flares to the right as I move them up and down, and then I move them side to side. Pulsating sun, look like you got a purple sky currently right now at this time. Oh, let me see a little bit more. There you go. This is not an aperture on my camera. This is not me CGI. This is not me playing with the phone. It is what it is. It is what it is. This is what's taking place on the planet. It's nothing that they can do about it. Whenever you ever have your phone have 2 lens flares, a pulsating sun,
And the government can try to say that the fossil fuel guy is wrong, but not only did he debunk them again for probably the 5th or 6th time or 7th, 8th time, he's been going at it with them for a little while now. But this also proves his theory.
Green orb between the 12 and the 1 o'clock position. I've been showing you this for quite some time. Now everyone is trying to get first it was pseudoscience. Now it's, oh, this is reality. Oh, no, reality been here. You got a purple and red sky. Red and blue Kachina makes what colors? Multiple objects up there. Multiple. I'm going to load this up in its original form, and then I'm going to strip the light, and then I'm going to load it up on YouTube. So I'm going to load this up on Instagram in its original form, and then I'm going to strip the light, and I'm going to load it up on YouTube. Now watch how, if it's so fake, why do social media, the shadow, Pindar, Moloch, Sumerian God, and all the rest of his goons, why they shadow banning the shit out of my videos? Especially these videos right here, when it's undeniable proof. Undeniable proof. Star family up there.
That's right. There's no denying that they can't stop what's going to happen. It's happened already, and the sun is making it all happen. Our sun, the real sun.
Solar storms can actually disrupt and even damage technology on Earth. The Carrington event happened in the year 1859, stands as the strongest observed solar storm in modern human history. Now, that caused a lot of problems back when we had the telegraph, but we almost had one in 2012. Earth narrowly missed that one. So if or when it happens, a solar storm that impacts the globe.
See, on the 3 days of darkness, which is going to be longer than that, it's going to last way longer than the dark age, when we roll, we're going to transform back to our original selves, our original state we were before anybody came down here and started fucking around beefing with us. And they're going to go back to the original state. They're going to turn back to animals who walk on all four with a tail. And we're going to see who the enemy is, and we're gonna go ahead and get rid of them, and only we're gonna roll on this dark planet. That's right.
Would become a $2 trillion disaster because it is a magnetic energy that comes through with these storms, and that's where we could have problems. If it were to occur, it might take a decade for us to recover. Some of the destruction of communication infrastructure could bring about the end of the internet. You heard me right. This idea was actually explored by a UC Irvine student. She researched the potential in her paper entitled Solar Superstorms, Planning for an Internet Apocalypse. One of the greatest dangers facing the internet with the potential for global impact is a powerful solar superstorm. Well, the federal government has actually assigned a team of scientists at George Mason University $13 million to study this potential internet apocalypse and keep us away or help us prepare for dealing with some sort of solar storm that could cause this. Let's bring in the principal investigator for the project, Professor Peter Becker is at George Mason University. Peter, solar storms causing the internet apocalypse. That sounds like a worst case scenario. What does it look like?
Yeah, well, as you pointed out, it's been in the news a lot lately. There have been articles all over the place, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post. But yeah, the idea is there have been a lot of flares. Flares are when the sun brightens and we see the radiation. And that's kind of the muzzle flash. And then the cannon shot is the coronal mass ejection, as you mentioned. So we can see the flash, but then the coronal mass ejection can go off in some random direction in space. But we can tell when they're actually going to head towards Earth. And that gives us about 18 hours of warning, maybe 24 hours of warning before those particles actually get to Earth and start messing around with Earth's magnetic field. So, yeah, you mentioned the Carrington event in 1859. There was actually also a big flare in Halloween of 2003. And so the Carrington event actually was a coronal mass ejection that did reach Earth, and it totally wiped out the telegraph system. So the telegraph system was their internet of the day. And sparks were literally flying off the telegraph lines, and there's even rumors that some operators...
Now, they know they can't stop, but they like to try to say mutate. It's not mutate, it's called DNA activating. Or like they like to say natural selection. Either way, it's going down, they can't stop it. And this shows them that when it hits the fan, there'll be no fixing infrastructure. Their whole system will collapse altogether, even digital.
They've even been electrocuted. It was total mayhem. And the system went down for a matter of weeks. And of course, a telegraph system infrastructure is very robust compared to the modern internet with all our little cables and fibers and things. So an event like that occurring now is something the internet is not built to handle. So we're talking not just the electrical grid, but huge economic consequences, especially because of the global wired economy now. So yeah, if it happened now, if the Carrington event happened right now, we're talking $10 to $20 billion per day of damage to the U.S. economy alone, and possibly weeks to months to repair the infrastructure, because you're talking about all those little electronics closets and all the office buildings basically getting fried and hardware having to be replaced.
It's not just...
Now, here we go, my people. Now, the Carrington event was a result of a coronal mass ejection, CMEs. And when I be telling y'all go outside to get them CMEs, the sun has never been more active in their history. Coronal mass ejections are consistently coming off the sun and blasting the entire solar system. Now, let's start with this, my people. Now, the solar system is made of quadrillions, trillions, quadrillions, and you can add even more quadrillions of atoms in the universe. Now, atoms are composed of protons, neutrons, and electrons. What is the largest atom in the solar system? The sun. Now, the sun produces energy that bonds with other atoms, and atom bonds with other atoms and molecules and start to form what you call gases, liquid, and then something solid, us. So now, my people, or so-called black people, possess, or will not necessarily possess, what we truly are. Neuromelanin. We are condensed sunlight. We produce atom, our body.
Now, guess what? Yeah, because atom is an energy. It's not a person. They lied. They still tricked y'all. Y'all haven't been getting it. Now, listen, right? Here we go. You dirty Moors, y'all got to pay too, and y'all can't stop it. Hide it behind them white faces and all your outside nation faces, because you dirty Moors, I believe you got something to do with Yaakov. Y'all ain't even our brothers.
Are made of trillions and trillions and trillions of atoms. So when I say your you must have the blood of the sun and the consciousness, the awareness of the entire solar system. Neurons matches each star inside the Milky Way galaxy plus more. And neurons holds abundance of information. So when I tell you, my brothers and sisters, that the sun is active and every living organism on the planet is actually mutating. What are you mutating into? What are you mutating into? UVA, UVB has increased exponentially. This is up in the north, where the sun is now technically in the south. UVC radiation is now on the ground. It is a detoxifier, a germ killer, a mutating wavelength. It is altering and changing the atom molecule that is the smallest building unit of the cell. So if the atom is changing, the cell is changing. If the cell is changing, then the organ is changing. And this is what all their scientists and all of them are afraid of. That's why they're trying to go underground, and that's not safe because that's getting shut down. This is what's taking place. This was on
Adon means electricity, energy. It doesn't mean an actual person.
And now it's coming to mainstream news. Why?
Make sure you get that. Adon does not mean an actual person. It means energy. You are electricity. It was not created. You always been. When they came here to stop the Adon, to place the Adon, it was trying to place the energy for everlasting life energy that they cannot replace. And they created their own man. When they couldn't get that right, they tried to do what they call the rape. That didn't work. And then the essence of Yaakov came and tried to fix the problem, which they didn't try to fix anything. They made it worse, made more nations with the rape. And guess what? It's over. Everything's turning back to where it originally was. And there's nothing that Yaakov, the dirty Moors, and all the outside nations can do about it, or the fallen ones that hide behind them too. They can't do anything. We won. Chess game is over. Chess match.
Because the sun is even more active. The ozone layer is thin. And they are all going to this dark shadow government that they are setting everything up to be so they can welcome in the eukaryotic cell, the creator of the eukaryotic cell, Pindar, Moloch, the Dragon King, Dracula, the Prince of Darkness, all that shit that's connected to that.
I just want to say, it's very funny. I've been saying this a long time ago for years. Everybody's saying everything I'm saying a long time ago, and nobody wanted to listen. Now, y'all see I was dead right. I've always been right.
Fake royal family in that moon. They want total chaos on the planet. This event that's going to take place is going to bring total darkness to the entirety of the planet. There will be no rebuild of this world because you're not going to be able to do it. Lack of food, lack of resources for some people. People going to be panicking because it's going to be pitch black dark. The ozone layer is going to be removed, and then you're going to start to see more light is going to come into your eye, and you're going to see that which was hidden from you. I told you this. Now everyone is trying to get on top of this because you know why? It's pointless to talk about what went on yesterday. Slavery, the police brutality. These people were designed to be brutal to you. You were designed not to follow them, not to be a follower. Abundance and gratitude to all.